Usatine Media presents Swanson's Family Medicine Review, an app to help you pass the boards and do well on the boards. So when you open the app, you get the table of contents and you can see a comprehensive review of family medicine, all different chapters, and even an illustrated review where if you open this up, you get a lot of figures. Here's some figures of primary dermatologic conditions. And this is really a way to test yourself, where it gives you a picture, a vignette. You see that it says it's got a Christmas tree pattern. You look at this, you see, a little collarette scale. You're thinking, oh, this could be pityriasis rosea. Let's take a look, reveal the answer. And yes, that's what this was, the Herald patch of pityriasis rosea. And then you could go on and continue to do more. And so it's a self-testing method where you get the answers and you can reveal each answer one at a time. You have a 57-year-old man who has this facial eruption, and you're thinking, I don't know, this could be rosacea. Let's see what we got. Yeah, it was rosacea. So you keep going, and this is the way you would do the kind of question and answer method. Now, if you just wanted to go straight to the answers in any one chapter, you can hit answers instead of the Q&A section here. And there you just scroll down and you got your questions and your answers. Less clicking, but it's not quite as interactive. So it's kind of nice to have the Q&A section going. Now, let's see if we go back to the part. We see that we actually completed 6% of it. So we know that this is something we might want to go back to and finish it later. I was working on this earlier, and I started to do women's health, and I only got 1% through that, so it was 1% complete. But it does give you the answer. So if we now went to women's health again, and I was 18% complete on osteoporosis, let's say I wanted to now do a new section like breast disease, and go ahead and read the question, reveal the answer, and keep going. So every time you do another section, you're going to get further along in the completion of your review process. You got 18 and 13%. And if we go back to the full contents, we're now 2% complete for women's health. So there's a lot of material in here. It's a great way to study, very interactive. Now, if you wanted to search for something, you could go straight to the search. And let's say you had already searched on the word hypertelorism. You could research it just by clicking it, and you would get that this occurs in Turner syndrome. And you could, of course, go ahead and start a brand new search. Let's say we wanted to search for some word that is a big word. So we don't have to even have to spell pheochromocytoma. We just get the first few letters correct. It'll spell the rest. We can click on it, and now we have some areas where pheochromocytoma appears. And if there were images, we could look for images, but we don't expect necessarily to see images. Let's try something where we'd have a little higher. Let's try dermatitis. We know that's got to have images. So dermatitis. And we got text 89, and we've got at least one image of a diaper dermatitis, which we could look at this way. And so that's our image. There's our caption or legend. And we can go straight to the text about diaper dermatitis, the case in which this appears. So the other thing we can do is if we leave this area here and we want to go back to the contents, and let's say we now wanted to do something on children and adolescents, and we wanted to come back to colic in the future. So let's bookmark it for future reference, because maybe we're in line at a checkout stand and we got to colic, but we we're now ready to pay. So we're just going to bookmark it and come back. We can do that. And we can look to see where are our bookmarks. Oh, there they are. There's colic. I had bookmarked prostate disease before. We could look at anywhere where we've written a note. Like I wrote a note in congestive heart failure about considering a beta blocker, but you can put notes anywhere. And so we have our contents, our search, our bookmarks, our notes. And then finally, if you want a little more about the app, here's some directions on how to use the app, but you can see it's so user-friendly. The user interface makes it so easy to do without even reading the directions, which is nice. And there's some tips on passing the board exams. That's good to have. And if you want to know anything else about the app, you can read any of these sections here. And we'll end with this section here. And this is developed by Usatine Media. I'm Dr. Richard Usatine. I did pass my boards the last time, and I sure wish you the best of luck. And quite frankly, if you study, you will pass your boards. So have a good day, and I hope you enjoyed this presentation.